Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic, we've got leak specs of the new Tesla Model Y, the new Model Y that hasn't been released in the US just yet, but we're fingers crossed that this is coming to the US, especially in the 6-seater variant. And actually, I've got a pretty interesting theory about this Model Y 6 or Model Y L, or is it something else that is going to be very, very, very similar? So we're going to get into that plus a variety of topics. But before we do that, let's roll that intro really quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, as I like to call it. And if you want to join our free email newsletter, you could do that down below in the description. Today's live stream is partnered and sponsored by Aura, where you can protect your online data, privacy, and much more, but more on that later. So we've got leak specs from Tesla China, because that's where the Model Y 6-seater is coming out first, the Model Y L, in case you're curious on what this is. And it's actually been about a month at this point, right? So where is this vehicle for the US? But I would imagine they are holding off because they do not want to confuse people, because they got a lot of deals right now. They don't want people waiting, creating that Osborne effect for the Model Y 6 when they need to sell everything that they can now, especially with the Model Ys and Model 3s, because that is volume. That's why we're seeing more and more inventory discounts. Like today, when I went to go look at all-wheel drives, there are plenty of new vehicle with the new option credit, upgrade credit, that is plenty out there. And of course, if you're looking to be buying a Tesla, don't forget to use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, so you can get 3 months of full self-driving added to your Tesla vehicle. If you're already buying full self-driving, then using our Tesla referral code does support the channel. So thank you to everybody that has used that. And so we've got a new battery pack range here of 82 kilowatts. And I mean, you probably can't read this. I can't even read this. So thank goodness that they did a little translation from us. And so we can look at the specs. Model Y long range all-wheel drive, 327 mile range, 5-seater, to the Model Y L 6-seater at 327 miles of estimated range. So of course, how they did this is they had to put a bigger battery. The current all-wheel drive in the China market is 78.4 kilowatt hours, and the Model Y L is 82 kilowatt hours. So what is that? Like a 5%? Yeah, like about a 5% increase in the battery size. And it looks like it's a LG here. Taking a look at the pound or weight though, we can see that it's about 210 pounds more. So basically another human body to be put into the Tesla vehicle. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. Very interesting to see. And here's kind of my theory on this, because shout out to Mike English for sending me this video. There is a Model Y, a mysterious Model Y that was driving around in the Vegas market of all areas. Kind of interesting, unless they were looking to do some road trip testing between like LA and Vegas, which is a very commonly covered route. I mean, so is like San Francisco to Los Angeles or back and forth. But here's to be a mysterious Model Y. But is it a Model Y L, a Model Y 6-seater? Is it the affordable vehicle, the Model Y that we know it to be? Or is it a Model Y Performance? All three of these Model Y S type of vehicles are supposed to be coming out soon. But what if? What if Tesla is doing something here which could make sense in terms of efficiency for build and production and everything like that? What if the Model Y L is actually the Model Y P? And like they're very similar in terms of sharing parts, sizes, and everything. I mean, what's really interesting is that when you take a look at the Model Y L, you can see that it does have similar sports seats and also a similar spoiler. Of course, like the wheels are different, probably the bumpers are going to be swapped out. But what if like the, overall design of it is going to be similar so that it is better for like the efficiency of production and everything like that? But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. One thing is really cool to see, like where you can see plushier seats, or maybe those are the sports seats that are toned down, or whichever the case may be. And Joa just released a new product off of their line. If you're looking for like pillows on your neck, they also have a new one which you guys know, Joe is a supporter of this channel as well. So definitely use our discount code down below in the description if you're looking to get a discount and everything. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you think about the certain specs of this. I mean, would you want a bigger vehicle at the same amount of range? Of course, that's what we all want. We want like a bigger vehicle with more range. I mean, the elusive 400-mile range is what would be the best in everything. If you're planning on financing your Tesla, then there's one thing you need to do before you even apply: protect your credit. Seriously. Because here's the wildest part. Bank of America just had a data breach recently, and they didn't even tell customers for a month. That means your social, your phone number, and your email could have already been out there, and you'd have no clue. Most companies wait on average of 277 days to report a breach. That's 9 months where your identity is exposed and you're the last to know. That's why I use Aura, today's sponsor. Aura constantly scans the dark web and lets me know if anything tied to me shows up: my social, bank info, or any of my personal information. And that's not just for breaches. There's so many different tools I use with Aura. Want to reduce those pesky spam calls? Aura's got it. Want to remove your data like your addresses, phone numbers from those sketchy broker sites? Aura has that too. They will also include $5 million in identity theft insurance, and everything's packed into one clean app. You can try it free for 14 days at aura.com/DennisCW. I'll put that in the description as well. Don't wait until someone else tells you your data is at risk. That's like turning on Sentry mode after your car got keyed. Protect your credit before you apply. I'm doing it, and you should too. Thanks for that, everyone. And just as a reminder, we're giving away this Tesla Diner robot. And so if you're curious on how to win this, we're actually going to picking the winner of this tomorrow. I'll post it into the live stream chat, the exact instructions. But basically, we went to the diner with our friend Celine, tried all the different menu items that we could order. And we'd like for you to take a look at the video. And if you like the video, and comment on the video what menu item from the diner you would like to try. Multiple entries are allowed. You can spam it, and it's also free to enter, and we'll pick the giveaway winner to this tomorrow, I guess tomorrow during the live stream, and then talk about it and everything. All right, thanks for coming in. Mountain, great to see you. Nag, thanks for coming in. U-Haul, great to see you. Mountain, U-Haul, Kevin, thanks for coming in. And Oren, thank you all for dropping by. Thanks for hitting the like button, the comments, and everything. Larger battery sounds like a welcome upgrade. Yeah, I mean, they basically need to do that if they need the extra space to be able to do a taller, wider vehicle for the extra space because of the 6-seater. Ooh, U-Haul range extender. That could be interesting on the Model Y L. Neat wheels on the L if those are true. Yeah, it is kind of cool, right, to see. It's like more luxurious, which I guess that's what they're trying to go with the 6-seater. More luxurious, more of a people hauler type of thing. U-Haul, where I bought mine, Vegas. Yeah, it is kind of interesting to see. I don't know if I've ever seen them test vehicles in Vegas like that. So very cool to see. Kevin, hey Des, any news on the Model Y Performance? I live in Ontario, Canada, and I'm ready to buy, but I'm waiting for the Performance. I think at this point, the most recent rumors are August, which is this month, which I don't know if I believe that. September release, I don't know if I believe that either. I think they're going to be pushing it off to maybe like an October 1st release because they want to close out the month with all the different incentives for people to buy the current vehicles because the $7,500 federal tax credit is coming to an end. And so that's why my advice is, like, if you're looking, if you know for sure you're going to be buying a Tesla, but you don't know when, or you feel like you want to wait for incentives or deals or anything like that, at least put your name on the list with a $250 non-refundable deposit. So that way you're in queue. And of course, don't forget to use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description. So you can get 3 months of full self-driving added to your Tesla vehicle. In this next topic, so Tesla windshield protection has begun, and you can now go to your Tesla service center. So a little bit of a PSA, because you can go to your Tesla service center and get an inspection so that you can now pay $12 a month for the protection. But I guess the question is it actually worth it? Because some of the costs may make a lot of sense, especially if you live in an area where you know you're going to be paying for a windshield anyway, because windshields can cost anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 very easily. Well, shout out to Zach for pointing this out. If you didn't just buy a Tesla and if you don't have this coverage just sitting on your app, you have to go to your local Tesla service center to get it inspected before they can give you approval to then for you to pay for the $12 a month subscription. But he went to his local Tesla service for a windshield inspection to get the protection plan on his 2019 Tesla Model 3. Looked Took just 2 minutes there to get it immediately popped up by app under upgrades. $12 a month with zero deductible is a no-brainer. And if you take a look at the math, it definitely could make a lot of sense depending on where you're going. But the one vehicle that is missing from this is the Tesla Cybertruck. Here is the exact details of it. So if you pay $12 a month, you get one free windshield replacement up to every 12 months and unlimited chip and minor crack repairs with no long-term commitment required. If you do have to do a windshield replacement, it's one free every 12 months, and anything more than that is going to be $100 deductible per incident, which actually sounds pretty good as a deal depending on if you know you're going to be, or if you're already in an area where you live with a lot of construction or anything like that, then it could make a lot of sense. But this is an interesting post that I saw from Captain Elderberry, which is a good to know post, especially because if you live in certain states, maybe you don't need this protection. Actually, quote, I was contemplating on buying the windshield insurance at probably approximately for $12 to $13 a month, since windshield replacement cost is getting very expensive nowadays. I called my insurer Progressive and talked to them about it, and they said that in Florida has a no deductible windshield replacement policy. That means my $750 deductible doesn't apply if I require a windshield. So I decided not to buy the Tesla windshield insurance. So I guess if you're looking to be buying this, which I feel like it's a great deal, especially being here in California, but if you live in an area where maybe you have this same policy for a no deductible windshield, then maybe it's not worth it to get it. But still, very cool to see. And now you know the process. If you're looking to get it, I feel like it's worth it, especially in California. But in other states, you kind of do your research to see if it actually is, because paying for that windshield once at $1,000 to $1,500 can be very painful, and you might not want to do it ever again. Now that you've bought your Tesla, or you're about to buy your Tesla, did you know that it comes with 0 accessories? Seriously, not even a phone mount. But don't worry, we've got you covered. In my opinion, there's a few must-haves that every Tesla owner should get, like a phone mount so your phone doesn't fly off during acceleration, a center console organizer because without it, you're going to lose a bunch of stuff, and my newest favorite, an invisible underscreen station mount from Jowa, a great place to store sunglasses. And all of these accessories plus more you can get from our partner Jowa. And you know these accessories are good because I actually use all of their stuff. And if you use our promo code down below in the description, you can save some money and support the channel as well. But Jowa doesn't stop at just the basics. They've got a wireless game controller that fits perfectly in the glove box, a portable air compressor for peace of mind on those long road trips, and even an electric scooter, because why walk from the superchargers or level 2 chargers? So not only will you save some money by using our promo code down below in the description, you can also get free shipping on orders over $120. So definitely check it out, link down below in the description. Thank you to Jowa for partnering with us on this channel, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks to everyone. Let's see who dropped by today. Orin, yeah, where is the performance model already? I know, right? At this point, it should be out pretty soon. Captain Brendan, maybe the new Model Y will have upgraded towing capacity like the X. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, if we take a look at some of the specs, it does have a bigger battery with the same amount of range, but at the same time, they need a bigger battery because of the extra space. Sean, is anyone having delays with financing approval and delivery of vehicle? Ooh, Sean, pretty interesting. Depending on what state you're at, you could see delays in delivery. Financing, they can work on it all the way up to like the day before or even day of your delivery. And so depending on your credit and everything, that could be the reason why. Kevin, but wouldn't they want to sell more Model Y Performance before the 7,500 is gone? Well, I don't know if it's about that. I think it's more about like ramping up the production and everything like that. Can they sell enough of them before the 7,500 is gone? IT, thanks for coming in, and thank you for being a Patreon member. Evening Does, 26 rear-wheel drive Model Y is 280 at 80%. ChatGPT 5 is 25% faster, which will help Grok. Ooh, interesting. FYI, XPEL XP Tint was $300, 2 front windows. Tesla West Palm hated XPEL. No issues so far. Speak Monday. Okay, very cool to see. Very cool to see your experience. Mountain, I got mine for the X is $23 a month. The X windshield is expensive, and I like no claims on my insurance. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that there's different pricing for the windshield. I thought it was all $12 a month. That does kind of change things if the Model X is double the price. And also, Matt, thank you for the super chat as well. Mountain. Oh, you already read that. Bill, I thought the comprehensive coverage covers windshield replacement. Yes, but you might have to pay a deductible. So it's like, do you want to claim it on your insurance, or do you want to do it separately at this point? In this next topic, here's an insane $349 a month EV deal. It seems like the EV war is starting to heat up because, the $7,500 federal tax credit is ending on September 30th. And so here's another crazy deal. So my question to you all is, would you buy this over a Model Y, or at least this over a Model Y? 2025 Mercedes EQB at $349 a month. I mean, it basically is a Model Y competitor, but I mean, there's one big thing that doesn't make it a competitor. But on top of that, it is more luxurious as a definition of quality of materials and everything. But take a look at this MSRP, $56,000, $2,500 down total with taxes in California, because this is from a friend who is brokering these deals, and a lease mileage of 7,500 miles a year, which is on the lower side, but you could bump that up if you want to. $349 a month plus tax at 36 months as a lease. And so if you're interested in this one, this is a very interesting deal for sure. You can hit up Rigo at LL Motors. You can send them a DM and ask for the DENINS deal in the Southern California area so that they can set you up with the deal for a Mercedes EQB electric vehicle. But the biggest drawback with this one is that it does have a range of 225 miles. But hey, for $349 a month with $2,500 down, I mean, we like our Teslas, but this is also $2,500 down with taxes and everything. The Tesla deal is, even if you look at the rear wheel drive, is a little bit more than that. Plus you have to pay taxes and fees on top of it. So the down payment more than doubles at this point, because the lowest deal is $349 with $3,000 down, but you do taxes and fees, which is probably more than close to $6,000, $7,000 down. So very interesting to see the different apples here, or apples to oranges. But of course, the Model Y rear wheel drive has a range of 357 miles on top of it. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. One thing's for sure, if you're buying a new Tesla, it does not come with this, and that's a set of all-weather floor mats. My favorite set so far right now is a set by 3W Liners, and I've tried all the different floor mats that are out there: 3D Mats USA, Tasmanian, and a bunch of Amazon ones, and by far these are going to be my favorite set. I've got them in our Model X, Model 3, Model Y, and also Cybertruck as well. And if you use our promo code down below in the description, not only will you save 25% off and get a set under $100, you'll support the channel as well. So definitely check out our partner 3W Liner floor mats down below in the description, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks with everyone. Captain, that's a pretty good deal with windshield, especially in Florida. I've been through so many windshields already in my pickup truck. Yeah, knock on wood. I was trying to figure out if I get it, and because our Cybertruck is at service right now, getting that whole laundry list of things fixed, and they replied, it's not eligible to the program. It's not eligible for the program. Sorry. Mountain, if you use your car insurance, even with no deductible policy, you can still get a claim on your policy, and they will raise your rates. Exactly. It's that's why it's cool to kind of do it through Tesla. I mean, either way, if you get a damage on your windshield, you're going to want to take it to Tesla anyways, because they have to do a recalibration of the cameras and everything. Matt, thank you for the super chat. Paid for Tesla window and tire protection. No brainer. Yeah, the tire one is pretty interesting too. I mean, you could go through Tesla, or you can go through America's Tire or Discount Tire, which has they're both the same companies, that has another protection as well. Captain, I looked through your channel. I didn't see any posts about power walls in there. Didn't know if you had a video about power wall. Yeah, we've actually never discussed it. We do have a solar panel system, 45 panels plus one power wall 2, and that's basically it. I never made a video about it, I guess because, I don't know, I guess I didn't want to show the house or anything like that. Mr. Cloto, is it worth waiting for hardware 5 if you can afford to wait? Yeah, sure. I mean, why not? I mean, at that point, you can wait for hardware 6 if you can afford to wait, right? But I mean, that's the thing with Tesla. You can continue to keep waiting and waiting. And at some point, it's, do you need a vehicle or not? Sean, I'm in California. Yeah, so really, Tesla could wait all the way to the day before your delivery. I mean, there's a lot of people I know that are taking delivery in the next week or so. Mountain, EQB range is not great. It's 250 miles. Yeah. And so it's not apples to apples at all. But I guess some people actually want, I mean, luxury is, a very different definition now to these days. There's luxury within materials, or there's luxury within technology, and how the phone or the car can just be more usable and anticipate you, what you're looking to do, which I really feel like Tesla has a massive grasp on luxury technology versus luxury materials versus an actual luxury vehicle or anything like that. In this next topic, Tesla is to improve customer service by sharing manager info or even higher level regional manager info in certain areas. Here's a thread that was very interesting today and right in line with kind of what I experienced very similarly pretty recently. But there was a post that was posted on X in which this customer Jessica was kind of reaching out and saying that, hey, does anybody have a contact at Tesla Management? And look at who responded here. Elon responded and saying, we'll investigate your experience on what happened with, she had an issue with like her battery seal and it failed or something like that. And of course, Jessica replied. And Raj, who is now in charge of delivery and sales, actually responded and said it should be ready for pickup tomorrow. And so very cool to see this whole process. And it seems like the first post was on August 4th. And then a few days later, which is today, Elon responded and then they were able to get it handled and taken care of it, which is pretty interesting to see because Raj actually reached out to us about our Tesla Cybertruck delivery, as you guys might have seen on the channel, and how, it was a very interesting delivery. Well, that's a good way of putting it, but the Cybertruck was essentially dirty, and he actually reached out and gave him the whole details. I haven't heard anything back yet, but still very cool for someone at a higher level. This is basically, I think the CTO of Tesla is trying to figure out how can they make the experience better for their Tesla vehicles, because that does seem to be what's lacking these days within delivery and service on the store local sides. But here's the exact quote that Raj actually said today. In few service locations, they started to share local and regional leader contact information via service taken in the mobile in-app messages, so customers can reach out via phone when they disagree with initial diagnostic warranty changes in estimates. Once we build guardrails from abuse, we will expand to all service locations. In parallel, no escalation is the best outcome for all, so working to simplify internal software integrations across systems to get the most accurate results, information for the customer from the get-go. Incremental improvements are getting rolled out daily and weekly. So very cool to see that they're really starting to take a more hard look at the customer service aspect of all this. And so maybe our issues, if we have any, will start to be addressed at a better level. But let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. Brendan, I have had my Model Y Juniper for 2.5 months and have had to take it in 3 times now for all the driver door check strap. Have you heard of this being an ongoing issue? I haven't actually, but I mean, if it keeps being an issue, then maybe you can reach out and to try and see if they could really escalate it to the next level. Travis, thanks for coming in. David, how long from when the service manager submitted TT buyback to when they replied? I think they have 14 business days to reply to you. That's the time limit. How has your experience been with Tesla service? Baka's World? Actually, Tesla service has been okay. We, if an issue is not fixed, we bring it back and they, try to figure out and take it to the next level and the next level and the next level. But locally, I think we have a good one here. I just got the 3W all-weather floor mats for my 2026 and love them. Nice, Travis. And yeah, we've got a fantastic promo code with them, DENINS35 for 35% off, their highest offer yet to get a set of all-weather floor mats that are phenomenal and also have lifetime warranty as well. So definitely check it out. Link down below in the description. Harvey, thanks for coming in. You getting the Model 3 Performance? Yeah, thinking about it. We actually had one before, but we're thinking about getting another one to really see if we can push it to for the builds and everything. Doug, I just ordered my Model Y a week ago. Expected delivery August 9th to the 30th. Nice, Doug. Congrats on that. And of course, now here's the second most exciting part, which is going to be accessories and getting your Tesla ready for all of that. Mountain, that would be amazing if they fix their customer service. It's a bit rough, both sales and service. Yeah. And that's kind of the thing, right? Like when you have an issue, it's hard to get in contact with someone that maybe cares. And so hopefully if they start to, create this pipeline, and then maybe it will be a little bit better with all the different experiences and everything. And just a quick update on anybody that reached out for the full self-driving deal before new car delivery. We've got a waiting list right now. So if you want to jump on, you can send me a DM on Instagram and just get on the wait list. So once we have availability or anything like that. In this next topic, quick topic, but the U.S. Air Force wants to buy 2 Cybertrucks. Very interesting to see this, that they want to test out a Cybertruck for whatever reason they want to. But the U.S. Air Force wants to buy 2 Cybertrucks to use as targets for precision munitions testings and trainings. Quote, the Tesla Cybertruck has been found not to receive the normal extent of damage be expected upon major impact. Testing needs to mirror real-world situations. The intent of the training is to prep the units for operations by simulating scenarios as closely as possible to real-world situations. So very interesting to see this, that maybe they're trying to be buying these vehicles to be able to test their weapons on the vehicle to see if they could actually, impact the vehicle as well. Or maybe they're going to be using this to try and build a fleet of Cybertrucks. It could be a very interesting vehicle for sure in the U.S. Air Force, Army, or whichever. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. Rajan, I want to lease the Model Y. Does the federal tax credit apply to the lease? Where do you see the $7,500 off on a lease program? Yes, it actually does. And if you're curious, anybody, that's like the biggest loophole with the $7,500 federal tax credit is through a lease, because anybody, regardless of income, how much money you make, like if you make too much, you will always get the $7,500 on a lease. It actually says it on Tesla's website right here at the top. And this is one of the first times we've seen them promote this, but quote, $7,500 lease incentive, get a $7,500 lease incentive on a qualifying vehicle when you take delivery by September 30th. And so it's just applied as a down payment on the lease. And if you're looking to buy it out afterwards, that is a good loophole to try and get that as well. Michael, thanks for coming in. Watching from my Tesla while waiting for my wife shopping. Nice, Michael. Thanks for dropping by as well. Would you prefer the CT or new Model Y for a daily driver? QWeb, that's an interesting question. And I would say for the most part, probably a Model Y. Having daily driven a Cybertruck for the past month, I mean, don't get me wrong, Cybertruck is fantastic. I feel safe in it, more safer probably than a Model Y. And it's super comfortable with the air suspension and the ride height and everything. But it is a inefficient vehicle, and of course some of the modifications that we've done maybe has made it even more inefficient. But unless you have free supercharging, or maybe your charging at your house is super cheap or inexpensive, then you're going to be charging a lot more than a Model Y. Model Y is also pretty comfortable and is very good with the efficiency and everything. So there's two different things there. But am I going to be continuing to drive? Like if both of them were in front of me and I have to drive 2 hours, I'm picking the Cybertruck 7 out of 10 times just because of the comfortability of it. And actually, I feel like the layout is more not ergonomic, but like with the Jowa phone mount that we have, of course, that you can put on the vehicle. And I'll show you exactly which one that we have on all of our Tesla vehicles. This one right here. And, we've talked about why this is a must-have accessory for me is because, when you're in full self-driving and this phone mount is right here, it feels a little bit closer on the Cybertruck versus the Model Y. Model Y I have to like stretch a little bit, whereas the Cybertruck, it's right there. I can kind of just touch it. And of course, if you're interested in a phone mount, definitely check out Jowa's down below in the description and use our promo code to save some money as well. I really like Jowa's because it's adjustable, so you can put it in this or like this, or move it and rotate it to the top, and then you can put it in landscape, which is going to be a nice look as well if you are going to be on an even longer road trip with that. Cybertruck biohazard test. Oh, interesting. That could be an interesting one. Captain, so with the lease, if you run out of miles, you can purchase more miles. Yes, 100%, or you could buy it out at the end. It kind of depends on what you're looking to do and how you own your vehicles. If you were to lease it and then buy it out at the end, that's probably not the best financial. You might as well just leased it, or you might as well have just financed it from the get-go. But if you don't qualify for the tax credit, that is a good big loophole. In this next topic, here's a market update on used cars. It seems like used wholesale values are starting to drop. So this could be your warning to try and get out of your vehicle if you're looking to trade in your vehicle to get a new Tesla sooner than later. And if your trade-in price has gone down, this could be why as well. Car Dealership Guy posted this. Wholesale values or wholesale used values are starting to retreat. In July, the Manheim, which is the auction, used value index fell by 0.5% versus June, with nearly every segment declining month over month. You can see some of the drops right here, besides trucks, which actually went up. EVs went down 0.7%. We've got compact cars going down 1% in terms of value. And so if your trade values start to change before you actually buy your vehicle, this could be what's actually happening here. And it kind of makes sense because there probably was like a tariff vehicle spike, and now that's starting to come down as, you know, people start to realize that maybe the tariff isn't necessarily a need of a rush, but maybe it is. But certainly this could start to change some of the values out there. But one thing is for sure, if you're looking to be selling your vehicle or getting out of your vehicle, don't forget about one of our partners, GiveMeTheVin.com. GiveMeTheVin.com wants to get you the maximum value for your current vehicle, whether you're selling it or trading it. Please don't trade it into Tesla. They've been pretty notorious with lower trade values. So definitely check out GiveMeTheVin.com down below in the description, and they'll buy your vehicle while you're sitting at from the comfort of your home. And right now they're also doing a $25,000 cash giveaway if you sell your vehicle to them. So you might as well give them a shot down below in the description. Also, what refrigerators would you recommend or coolers that plug into the Model Y? Captain. So there is one that sits on the left side that we have from Honsho. I think we made a video on it. It's kind of cool. It's, you know, it's a little bit small. Like, I think it's cool. Like, I put some water bottles in there, but there also is one for the subfloor, like, trunk area. I think that's also cool as well. But I kind of like using that subfloor trunk for other things. I actually just went out and bought one off of Amazon. I'm going to be testing it on our next road trip, and I guess I'll report back on that because I feel like there's a lot of different refrigerators out there now, and all of them could be good or not. But thanks for jumping in, everybody. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hitting the like button and the comments and everything. See you guys.